Welcome back to the second hour of That's the Blues.
And we've got a great one for you this hour. You had a chance to sit down with Long John Hunter, and I'm confessing that I was not real familiar with Long John Hunter's material. I've heard of Long John Baldry, but I'd never heard of Long John Hunter. And Danny sat me down and educated me, and I think that you're going to be educated as well. This guy is something.
Welcome to That's the Blues. We're here with Long John Hunter. John, how are you doing, man?
Oh, I'm not too bad. I'm out here just having a ball on the road. It's work, but I enjoy it because we got a lot of good fans out here on the road, and that's what we love.
How long you been on the road this time?
Well, this one here has been kind of short. This was like 24 days. That's a short one. It's all fun. We're here in Long Beach, and we're going to Vegas. Then we'll go to Japan for a few days, and that'll be a new thing for me. I've never been to Japan before. I've been to Europe a lot of times, but not to Japan. This is my first in Japan.
When falling on your mind, your house looked like a tornado just came through the door. Your house looked like a tornado just came through the door. You ain't fixing me nothing to eat, and I ain't gonna eat that old garfish no more. Yeah.
Well, it seems to be kind of a tradition thing. People overseas, they got a serious thing about this music, you know. And it's the same thing when whatever you're tagged to play, that's what you better play, or else you're gonna get thumbs down. And they know it note for note what should be and what shouldn't be. So you can't fake them out too good.
Have you played in Europe?
I played Europe a lot, but not Japan. This is my first over there.
Yeah, the blues is still really popular in Europe, I understand.
Yeah. I'm some kind of a king over there, they say, but I'm just still John. I just love playing for good people and lots of good people over there. Of course, we're very lucky. We have good crowds and good people all over, so I think it's great to be able to please or think I'm pleasing anyway.
Are you still living in Texas?
Yeah, still live down in Abilene. I'm hardly ever there. That's what I call home when I'm home, but I don't get a chance to be there too much.
I hear you just got out of the studio doing something with Lonnie Brooks and Philip Walker, huh?
Yeah, that should be out sometime in May, and we're really looking forward to that. We're all working on a package thing for the three of us to go out and make a lot of noise. It'll be loud.
Great. So you guys are planning on going on the road behind it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're already working on it, so I'm looking forward to it. Like I say, it'll be loud.
Darling, you know you've done me wrong. So, darling, please, won't you come back home? But I don't care what you do, Darling, you left me, I was sick in bed. You know you left me a hole in my head. I don't care what you do, I got somebody to hold my hand. I got somebody, I'm a loving man. I got somebody that's better than you. I got somebody, oh, love is true. I don't care what you do,
So how'd you get your name?
Well, you know, my real name is John Hunter. And when I started playing music after, I don't know, a couple of months of playing around, I was going around as John Hunter, and they say that don't sound too professional. Some guys was just talking, you know. So one guy said, well, why don't we call him Big John? Well, at this time I was tall and skinny, and somebody said, no, that won't work because he's too tall and too skinny. Then one other guy said, well, why can't we call him Long John? Boom, I've been Long John ever since 1953.
The world is ice cold, and you ice cold to me. The world is ice cold, and you ice cold to me. I don't give a damn on what you say. Please don't stand in my way.
Now, the story goes you went and saw B.B. King, and
True story.
tell me the story.
We worked at a box factory there in Beaumont, and I was making $57.40 a week. And that was big bucks for me, you know, because I've been working on the farm and receiving $2 every now and then. But they started Monday morning, asked me about going to this dance Wednesday. And I said, oh, no, I ain't got time for no dance because I didn't know anything about a dance. I was green, out of the country. I just argued all day. I ain't going. And come in Tuesday morning, they said the same thing. Well, you know, what did you decide? Are you going with us to this dance Wednesday night? I still said no. Well, it come Wednesday morning, the guys come in and said, well, this is it, man. Tonight is the night for the dance. Are you going? And I said, I'm sticking to my guns. I'm just not going. Why you ain't going? Then I said, how much does it cost to go to see this guy you talking about? And they said, $1.50. I said, oh, no. I ain't gonna pay no $1.50 to go see anybody. So this guy, Irvin Charles, said, well, man, if you so cheap that you won't pay your way, I'll pay your way if you just go. So that kind of changed me a little there. After about 10 minutes of that, then I said, okay, if you're gonna pay my way, I'll go. And when we got within, 3 blocks of the club, I see all these people, man, just lined up, just wall-to-wall people. I said, man, where's all these people going? They said they're going to see B.B. King. Well, man, I come into saying to myself, well, what kind of guy is this? Well, after about an hour, we got in line. It took about an hour for us to get to the door and got our tickets. Just people. They're just having a great time. And the band came out. BB had a band then called Bill Harvey. They had a lady saxophone player, Evelyn. They were a good band. They played a few songs, and after a while, somebody said something about, are you ready for the man? And Jesus, the house just went crazy. I mean, they were screaming, and women was pulling things out of their bosom that you never believe women would do, Brazils and everything. I said, man, what kind of man is this? Well, he was a small man then, real little. And I see this little strange-looking, kind of handsome-looking guy that come out. Here's the man, one and only, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. B.B. King. And I'm telling you, it just went crazy. Come out and played a few notes on the guitar, and people were screaming and hollering. I swear to you, people was throwing things. It wasn't like for harm. It's just like, we love you, you know. And I just couldn't, man. And they had a centerpiece in the house, brace-like thing, a support beam. I locked around that beam, and I watched him play guitar. This was Wednesday night. God be my helper. I watched him play his guitar, and I had to be to work at 7 o'clock the next morning. I didn't sleep. When I got home, 1 o'clock, I didn't sleep. I could just hear this man playing that guitar and singing. It was just driving me nuts.
Please don't stand in my way.
So I went to work, and this guy Irvin said, man, you look awful tired this morning. What happened to you? Oh, I'm just a little tired. Just stayed up a little. I didn't tell him what I had in mind. Come 12 o'clock Thursday, I hurried downtown to the music store, and I bought me a guitar. down, $5 a month, or Telecaster. So I went back to work, and I wasn't used to. I used to eat at the place, and they said, "Man, where'd you go? You been eating your lunch here at the place?" Well, I had something to do. So I couldn't wait till finishing time Thursday evening. Got off and rushed out of that and got home to play my guitar. I hadn't told nobody I had bought it. I started playing. I didn't eat. I didn't do nothing. I just grabbed my guitar and started playing. And I didn't know one end of a guitar to the other, but I watched him play, and I just found me a sound on that guitar. It wasn't a chord or nothing. It was just a sound. And I played that till 2:30 in the morning. The police came, said, "Man, you got to cut this off. You disturbing the whole place here." "Okay, sir." I turned it off, and by the time I saw the tail light disappear, I was right back on it. I played that same tune. I could just hear that tune. I said, I'm gonna find something to go with this tune, because I like this. And that's all I played all that night. Just that I could get a drink of water, which I didn't drink too much water, or go to the bathroom. I come back, I could go back right back to that same tune, just like a one-string sound. I got to work Friday morning. They said, "Man, ooh, you look bad. What happened to you?" I was playing my guitar, and this guy Irvin said, "What? What guitar?" I said, "I went and bought me a guitar yesterday." I said, what you gonna do with it?" I said, "I'm gonna learn how to play like BB." So, man, you crazy. Sure enough, that inspired these two guys. Well, I had this guy Irvin. He had a brother-in-law that was working at the box factory. He was like me. He didn't have no musical titles of nothing. So when we got finished with work Friday, Irvin said, "Well, man, if you got this guitar, what you planning on doing?" So they said, "Well, we're going to the house with you." And I went to the house, showed him my guitar. And so Irvin himself was kind of engaged in a little music. He wasn't much of a guitar player, but he was more advanced than I was. So his brother-in-law said, "Well, man, if y'all gonna try to get together here, I'm gonna learn how to play drums. So help me." He got downtown just before the music store closed and bought a set of drums. The bass drum set up about that high.
A big 48.
Yeah, man. We call it a circus drum. Came back. We sat down, I don't know, a couple of hours trying to rehearse, and we worked out 3 songs that we thought we'd play. We wasn't playing nothing. I'm talking about we was bad. We was terrible. And they had this little club right behind where I was living that Clifton Chenier had been playing, and I heard him play that. So we got us these 3 songs we thought we could play, and this is Friday night. We goes over and talk to the guy, say, "Man, we done formed us a little band here. What about us playing a gig for you?" He said, "Well, I ain't got nobody here tonight. Say, if y'all want to play and take the door, well, you're welcome to play." And this was just it, man. We ran back to my house and got out the instruments and took them and set them up. I tell you, to prove how bad we was, we didn't play we didn't have much of an audience. Whatever was out there seemed like us having a good time. We played with our backs to the audience. We were so bad and bashful to what we was doing. So we got through and we collected our little money, and we got $2.50 a piece, and man, we thought we was in heaven 7, man. And so help me Christ, I ain't been out of music since that night. One day to see BB, the next day to buy me a guitar, and the next day I played my first gig. So help me God. And like I said, we was terrible. I realized that. In a couple of weeks, we done advanced ourselves up to 5 songs that we figured we could play pretty good. And I swear to you, in a month's time, we had more work than we could do. We was getting phone calls from everywhere, everybody. Wasn't making no money, but
You gotta start somewhere.
Gotta start somewhere. And that's my whole start right there.
What you done, and come over here. Stop what you doing, baby. Come over here. You better stop what you doing. You sure upsetting me. Don't shake it that way. Don't shake it that way. No, don't shake it, baby. Don't shake it that way. If you shake it that way, my amp's about to blow a fuse. Your dress is too short and your heels too high. Your neckline is too low, baby, and your heels too high. I see your man a coming. Bye, 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 bye. Shake it that way. Don't shake it that way. No, don't shake it, baby. Don't shake it that way. 'Cause if you shake it that way, you got too much to lose. Shake it that way, the amp's about to blow a fuse. Shake it that way, I can't play these blues.
We're rocking with Long John Hunter on That's the Blues. This is some really good stuff.
He's got some great stories to tell. He did these 12-hour gigs.
Well, that's why I love one of the reasons why I love the blues is meeting these guys, because unlike meeting rock stars, which being a DJ I've done throughout most of my life, it's like meeting these guys. I'm not saying that rock stars aren't for real, but it's a different kind of reality. And I mean, the stories, it's like this is a life. It's not an image or I'm a rock star. This is what I do. And so the stories are much more real, much more from the heart.
It's the real
Many
deal.
of them are very painful, but many of them are very funny as well. We'll be right back with more from Long John Hunter on That's the Blues.
That's the blues. That's the blues. Well, you know 'em when you got 'em, 'cause all you do is lose. That's the blues. All you do is lose. That's the blues.
Welcome back to America's Radio Roadhouse. This is That's the Blues. I'm Gino Michelini with my buddy Danny Ray here. And Danny got a chance to sit down with a guy that, I've got another guy on my list. This is Long John Hunter, and I love to hear the stories this guy's got to tell. Not to mention, he plays pretty good, too.
He had some great stories to tell. What a genuine, just a old soul. He was just a great man to talk to.
Well, let's just go back and hear some more of it.
I heard you used to play a place called the Lobby Bar.
Yeah, I did. That's where all of my best learning came from. I'll have to say that the Lobby Club was my great learning of how to deal with lots of people every night, one night after the other.
Now, I hear you played like 7 nights a week.
I did. When I started, I played 7 nights a week for the first 5 years. The next 5, I got a little break. I'd go to, first 5 years, I started at 8 until you say when the next morning. Sometimes the sun would be way up there. I'd still be playing. I didn't play like all night. I'd play an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then had like a mariachi band would come in and play some. Then I'd go back. It went like that all night for the first 5 years. The next 5 years that I played there, I'd go to work at 10 and I'd get off 5, 6, sometimes 7. Had a little more.
In the morning?
Yeah, sure. Oh man, this was I never seen so many people in all my life, you know, and this was every night, 7 nights a week from 8 o'clock and you'd have to put them out to send them home. If you played till 10 or 12 o'clock, they would have been there that long. It was something to see, really something. I saw all kinds of people, movie stars, Dan Blocker, for one to name. Sonny Liston came over. I forget the name of 4 or 5 movie stars came into the lobby. That was just a place, man. It was. If it didn't happen at the lobby, it wasn't happening nowhere in the surroundings of El Paso or Juarez. It just wasn't happening.
And how long did you play there?
10 years. 10 long years.
Well, we talked to Elvin Bishop, and he said, we played this one club in Chicago, and it was sold out for 3 years. I think you got the record for the longest steady gig.
Well, I'll have to believe that is the longest stay for a musician, because the life of a musician in one place has to run out pretty quick.
Yeah.
But to top that, after doing 10 years in Juarez, I played my last gig on Saturday in Juarez. The next Wednesday, I started work in El Paso and played 5 more years at a club called the King's X. 5 years, 4 nights a week, every week for 5 years. Then I just told myself, well, you're just staying in one place too long. Well, I stayed in El Paso the better part of 34 years,
I said, have you heard about Red? Yeah. Have you heard about old Red? Yeah. I say, he's got a little girl that she lives away across town, and every time he call her on the telephone, she says, oh, Red.
Tell me a typical night in this lobby bar. You've got, how many? A couple hundred people? Is it crazy or?
It's wild.
What happened? Tell me one of the experiences.
If they didn't have 10 fights a night, that was a bad night. And I'm saying to you, and this is the honest God truth, in the States, if you had one fight, that's the end of the night. The club is closed and everybody's gone. When they would have one of these knockdown, drag-out things in the lobby, they'd put everybody out, clean up the place, and they'd have a line of people 2 blocks waiting to get back in. As soon as they unlock that door, they just pile right back in. Whatever was going on before the fight, they go right back just dancing and just having a great time. It was an experience, man. I'm telling you, it was something. Really,
I've never heard of such a thing.
It was crazy. It was crazy. And me, I didn't have a wireless like I have now, but I had a long, long cord. I've got pictures of me out in the middle of Juarez Avenue playing the guitar. It was crazy. That's where the swinging from the rafters came from.
What do you mean?
They had the dance floor right in front of the bandstand, okay?
Uh-huh.
Well, the bandstand is about so high, and then the ceiling's up there. Well, they didn't have an enclosed ceiling like this is here. They had like crossbars up there.
Uh-huh.
Well, after a while, me being young and crazy and pretty light at that time, I'd been playing with one hand just kind of on the stand. I just thought about, well, this ought to be fun, And like I said, the dance floor is right in front of the bandstand. The rafters up there, so I just kind of took a long reach out there and got on one of them rafters and swung out over the crowd, hanging up there, playing the guitar, and people just went stone nuts.
You're kidding. Playing one hand, hanging over the crowd.
Hanging over the crowd, and they just went stone crazy. They had just nights after night. I come to see you, swing from the rafters and play the guitar. I had new people. When the word got out that this was what was happening in Juarez, had new people come. So they tell me, I don't believe it, but they say that you are swinging from the rafters and playing the guitar with one hand. I said, well, I do it sometime. Well, I got to see it before I believe it. Rival Me was my first CD that I recorded for Spindletop, and a couple of months in, they folded, so I was real proud that Alligator thought enough of it to pick it up and re-release it, you know. But then the first album that I recorded for Alligator, which I didn't really record it for Alligator, we didn't have a label at this time after Spindletop folded, so we was shopping around for a label for this thing that turned out to be Bordertown Legend. And we were shopping around, and just lucky, we played a gig, a Halloween party in El Paso, and Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top was walking around out in the street and heard his music. He asked somebody, who was that playing that music up there? We was upstairs in the place. They said, that's Long John Hunter. Boom. So I've heard that name a lot. I got it. In walks Billy Gibbons. And we sat down and we talked, and he said, I'm playing Dallas tomorrow night. I'd like to finish this conversation. And it would be any way that y'all could show up over there, since we had told him that we lived in Abilene, you know. We just heard and agreed to do that. Me and my manager, Steve Jeter, we drove to Dallas. We hung out with him after the show till, I don't know, about 6 in the morning. Billy himself hadn't had enough talk. He said, I'm gonna be in Oklahoma City tonight. You think I'd like to finish this conversation? My manager said, well, we can't beat this. Yeah, we got in the car, we headed to Oklahoma City. And we hung out at Denny's from 2:30 in the morning till 8:30 the next morning. Just talking, and he's talking about, I'd like to maybe one of these days you and me write a song together. Well, I just thought, well, this, and my manager said, man, this is the best break we ever could have, is to be in any ways connected to Billy Gibbons, you know.
I'm gonna stay in West Texas where these big leg women can be found. Well, ride with me, baby, in my brand new Cadillac. Yes, ride with me, baby, in my brand new Cadillac. Put on your pink dress, baby, I've got my hair all slicked back.
Very good. I wish you all the luck.
Thanks. I'm ready to work. I'm already built up on a big pedestal here to take off running.
You're gonna be swinging from the rafters.
Oh yeah, yeah. I might even try that again if I find the right venue.
The right rafter.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Well, I appreciate you coming all this way down here, and I hope tonight you'll have a great gig, and maybe one of these days we can get together and you can teach me something about the guitar.
Thanks, John.
Well, it's been a pleasure, and hope to see you again, and drive careful out there. But as I always say at the end of my show, drive careful, because the lives that you save out on the street might be a snake.